Y'all can hear in this clip, I'm probably going to put the clip before this, but y'all can hear in this clip everything that happened right now.
Do not let that go like that right there. Shit, man, I'm not playing no games, play like that. Hell no. No games in this, man. Nigga, show me in this, man. Stop playing with me, man. Real. Nigga, kill you in this, man. Stop, bro. Man, nigga, kill you in this. Who you playing with, bro? Huh? Who you playing?
Hey man, happy mother Sunday. I hope you guys are having a beautiful Sunday. I'm having a beautiful Sunday. It is a great day. It's a great day because I am above ground. I am wealthy. I am abundant. I am everything that I want to be in life, man. I am, man. Let me know some I ams that you are today, man. Let's keep it positive. Look, I wanted to go ahead and react to this, man. A few of you guys wanted my reaction to Sienna. Is her name Sienna or Senna? One of them. Sienna, Senna, I don't remember. Hold on. I said Sienna. This chick's name is Sierra. Shout out to Sierra, man. So I'm about to react to this video right here. And the reason why I want to react is because I want to give a little opinion on Runik's manager, Bobby. Alright? I used to work with him. And he's just a fucking weirdo. Alright? I'm not going to disclose too much. But we're going to go ahead and get into this video. Alright? Miss Sierra, what you got to say, man? Let's get into it. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend to tell they aunt, your mama, tell they uncle Joe we still a mother freaking hoe. Let's get right into the video, man. Let's get it. I put it on 1.25 because the nigga got shit to do today. Alright, so I sped it up just a little bit. Not a lot, baby girl, just a little bit.
2022 was when me and Michael got back together for the sake of our children. So
the heartbeat in the background is crazy. Come on, Sierra. Let's just keep it authentic. Let's keep it, you know what I'm saying? We don't want extra sound effects and shit because then it's going to kind of discredit your story. I'm not saying discredit your story, but you know, just say what it is.
So I went through his computer, I went through his photos, and I seen certain photos that were very inappropriate for a grown man to have on his computer. Especially a grown man who works with little girls. So come to find out, he was having sex with somebody who was in Root Crew who was 17. We were just going back and forth, and you know, he was denying the allegations. So the argument started getting really bad, and Michael eventually ended up going to the room, and then I heard him grab a gun. He cocked it back and slapped me. He told me that he was gonna kill me while I was holding our daughter, Zariah. I tell his manager to grab Zariah and get my kids and bring them in the room so they don't have to see it. And so they don't get hurt. Around my birthday last year, December 2023, is when I experienced something that I never thought that I was going to experience from this person. Especially because I respected him because he was Michael's manager. Once I told him my story and he didn't believe me, is what hurt the most. I just would never think that somebody that
probably believes you, but he's on weird shit too, so he probably co-signs that type of behavior, you know. And let me also say this: take everything that I say and everything that she says with a grain of salt. All right, we weren't there to see all of this happen, you know. But the reason why I do believe at least some of her story is because I had dealings with Bobby. All right. And so I know how much of a weirdo he is. And that's why I cut ties with him. So that's why I believe at least the Bobby part. You know what I'm saying? That's all I got to say on that.
Has kids with you wouldn't protect you. But obviously he wouldn't because of what I've been through in the past with him. It just hurt me that he still wanted to keep Bobby around. So recently me and Michael have tried to co-parent. And it's not going good at all due to the lack of respect towards me and his children. Sleeping in the bed with different girls with my kid. What up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. And as y'all can tell by the title, today I'm going to be sharing my story. We all got stories, but here is really for the sake of me being about 6 months pregnant. So we moved into an apartment, especially since we were Airbnb hopping for months because we were trying to get a house and we weren't able to for certain reasons. But we were Airbnb hopping for a while and then we were able to get an apartment. Me and Michael weren't the only ones who moved into the apartment. Obviously his manager Bobby, which he takes his manager everywhere with him. Every house that I had with him, you know, with being with him, Bobby was always there. So
Jeepers creepers. I'm sorry. I couldn't even fall asleep when I knew the nigga was in the vicinity.
Bobby was living with us. It was me, Michael, Bobby, and Saya.
I can't imagine having to live with his ass.
Once I had Zariah, December 13th, 2022, Michael started staying at Airbnbs because he didn't want to bring the whole Roku house to the apartment because obviously I had a newborn. So once I got out of the hospital, or even when I was in the hospital, he was over there and he left me when I gave birth to my baby. Right after I gave birth, he left me to go to the Airbnb. So he came back eventually, like the last day of us going home. And, oh, it's so hard for me to talk about because I'm going to cry. He came back the last day of me, getting to bring home our baby. And we brought home our baby. And then, he left from there. So he pretty much left me with a newborn and a toddler.
I really do this shit alone for real. Sad because it feels like I really have no help, like providing school and all. But why can't this motherfucker just be a dad?
And he was just staying at the Airbnbs for a long time. Like, he would not really come to the house because he would make the excuse on he has to get the money, which I understand that. But, postpartum is really, really hard, especially when you have a newborn and a toddler, and then you're by yourself and you really don't have any family to help you, and you don't have much. So it was really hard for me, and I would, cry to him and beg him to come home, and he would just be like, it's work, Eventually, I found out what was really going on in them Airbnbs. I started seeing more calls from certain people. I started seeing messages. So, come to find out, he was having sex with somebody who was in Recruit who was 17. Once I found that out, he was going to California in a couple weeks. So I was like, I'm just going to go through his computer, once he's away from the house. Because he takes his computer with him to the Airbnb, but he brings it back when he's at the house. So I was like, okay, once he goes to California, I'm going to go through his computer, and I'm just going to figure out what the fuck is actually going on. Because I know that everything's connected, to his computer, so we're going to get to the bottom of everything. So I went through his computer, I went through his photos, and I seen certain photos that were very inappropriate for a grown man to have on his computer, especially a grown man who works with little girls. So what I seen was the little girls, the minors, who were not of age, in his computer, in the Airbnbs, half naked, and just other explicit photos. Once I seen that, I knew exactly what was going on. I actually forgot to mention that those Airbnbs he would not allow me to go to at all. I would ask him some days, hey, can I just bring the kids over here and you can help me with the kids and you can work at the same time. He would tell me no, and he told me if I would show up that he would call the cops. So that was already suspicious. So back to the computer, I seen some photos and stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is not okay. I know this is not okay at all. So when he was out in California, I approached him about it, and I told him that I went in his computer and I seen some things, and he pretty much just told me it's not true that he's smashing a 17-year-old, and he just told me that I'm making all this stuff up. So I sent him some proof, and he just kept denying it. So once he got back from California, he came in the apartment with his manager, Bobby, and he came straight to me and asked, where is his computer? I told him that, I think I told him where it was. And then we started getting into it about what I seen on his computer and stuff like that. And we were going back and forth. And he was just, just denying everything. Then he started bringing up that the 17-year-old girl was going to pull up and beat me up and just stuff like that. It was an argument like that. And it was just very weird. Hold on, y'all. Let me turn down her iPad real quick. My bad, y'all. I had to take care of my kid real quick. So we were just going back and forth, and, he was denying the allegations. So the argument started getting really bad, and Michael eventually ended up going to the room. I knew at that point what he was going to do because I knew exactly where his gun bag was, and he went straight to the closet, and I heard him grab a bag, and then I heard him grab a gun. Oh, I knew it was a gun because he cocked it back. Ooh, this is so hard to talk about.
What is wrong with these weak ass niggas pulling out pistols and shit? We had Corey, now we got Runik. What is the issue with these guys, man? Why are they so emotionally unstable to the point to where they can't handle their shit and they gotta go get a firearm for a female?
I'm so sorry, y'all, if I'm crying. I'm so sorry.
Or even just putting hands on a woman in general, or, any of that shit is just weird.
He cocked it back and slapped me, and then he told me that he was gonna kill me while I was holding our daughter, Soraya. Oh, this is so hard to talk about. And then Saya was in the room. He was watching TV. He was watching Miss Rachel. Y'all can hear in this clip. I'm probably going to put the clip before this, but y'all can hear in this clip everything that happened right now. Do not let that go. My son right there.
Shit, man, I'm not playing no
Don't
games,
play
man.
like that.
Nigga
Hell
ain't playing
no.
no games in this
No,
bitch,
okay,
man.
nobody
Nigga
do
show
that.
you in this bitch, man.
Don't do
Stop
that.
fucking playing with me, man. Real fucking shit.
Don't do that. Stop.
Nigga kill you in this bitch, man.
Stop, bro.
Man, nigga kill you in this bitch. Who
Stop.
you playing with, bro?
Chill out.
Huh? Who you playing? With, bro?
Chill out, Runik.
Bitch, stop fucking playing with me, man.
Chill out. Chill out.
Fuck, man.
Chill out.
What, man?
No, no.
Get the baby.
You trying to get yourself killed?
I don't get the baby. I don't give a fuck. You can get my child. That's fine. Feed my child. So once he slaps me and puts a gun to my head,
It's crazy, dog.
I tell his manager to grab Zariah and get my kids and bring them in the room so they don't have to see it and so they don't get hurt. So that's when his manager was able to, grab the kids, and he was able to stop Michael from doing what he wanted to do because he did cock the gun back and he was going to shoot. Whew. So after that, mind y'all, I recorded everything on audio because I felt like something was going to happen to me because of what I found out. So I just knew automatically that he was going to do something because he just got caught. So I had my phone in the couch. So as soon as he left, I grabbed my phone, I called my sister, and I told her to call the cops. The cops came, Michael was gone, and we were trying to use his manager as a witness, but his manager was not trying to talk. So after that, I moved in with my mom, and I left Michael, and I took all our stuff and just went straight to my mom's house and stayed with her. We stayed with my mom for about a couple months. I say it was almost like a year. It was a couple months. I don't think it was almost a year, but it was like a couple months. And I think like 2 months after the situation, with me having to go talk to a whole bunch of attorneys and stuff like that, he had ended up getting arrested. I think he ended up turning himself in, and he went to jail. So I stayed with my mom for a while with the kids, but it was at one point where I could no longer stay with my mom. So I had to figure out something else. Once I left my mom's house, once I was no longer able to stay there, I went to my best friend's house and I tried to start looking for apartments and everything. But I really didn't have much money saved up because I wasn't able to get back on my feet for a while, just from me being traumatized, depressed, and just everything was just all over the place, and I just wasn't able to get back on my feet. So I called Michael and I asked him if he can help us out and help us get an apartment, and he did. So he helped us get an apartment, and that's where I'm at now. When I moved in this apartment, I started feeling way better because I wasn't living with Michael no more and I had my own space, but it was still a lot on my chest because I was a single mom. I am a single mom. Because Michael said, like, if I'm in the apartment and he's paying the rent, then that's all he's going to be doing. Like, he's going to be able to work at his house, and I'm just going to be taking care of the kids over here, and all he does is just pay the bill. So I was like,
that's why, ladies, it is very, very important to never rely on a nigga, especially when you have a kid as well. Never rely on a nigga. Make sure that you get your shit in order. Now, I understand what she's saying. She was depressed. She was going through a lot. She had PTSD. She was traumatized. But it's even more traumatizing to leave your life in somebody else's hands, especially the guy who abused you, right? So that's why it's very, very important, ladies. Do what you got to do to make the moves that you need to make for yourself, and never solely rely on a nigga for support. Make sure that if that nigga leaves you today, that you can pay your own way.
like, okay, like, I got to get back on my feet. I got to figure out something. So that's just fine for now. Eventually, with me being here, it started feeling like I'm being controlled because since he felt like he paid the rent and stuff.
Right. I mean, how did you think this was going to end up? You know what I'm saying?
He started feeling like he could do whatever, which was pop up over here, like force me to have sex with him, like just stuff like that, because he would pretty much just feel like, okay, like if she's not doing this, then like she's gonna have to go because like I pay the rent and she's not gonna have nowhere to go if she don't listen to me. So I was pretty much being controlled. So if y'all don't know, Michael has his own house, and he has like a 5-bedroom house, and he has a root crew. Y'all know root crew. Everybody has a room in the house. Everybody has a room in the house. Everybody has TVs. Everybody has beds. Everybody has everything set for my kids. And I just feel like that right there just really opened my eyes and made me feel like he doesn't want to be a dad. He just wants to be a provider. So around my birthday last year, December 2023, is when I experienced something that I never thought that I was going to experience from this person. Especially because we were close and we were friends. And yeah, I respected him because he was Michael's manager. Whew. So one day, my apartment AC was out, and I called Michael, and I tell him, like, especially because it was really late, and it was really hot inside, I call him, and I tell him, like, the AC is out, it's not working, like, can you, like, help me find a solution?
I remember her discussing this, and I had reacted to that, too.
He tells me he got his manager, Bobby, like, he's going to come over, and he's going to install an AC unit. I was like, okay, like, it's Bobby, like, you know, cool. All right, cool. Because I always trusted Bobby.
The wrong person to trust is Bobby.
I never felt too much.
Especially around females. I'll just say that.
It was always weird stuff that I thought about him. Which we'll get to that in a little bit. But, yeah, it's just... Yeah, so I was like, okay, cool. Like, just send Bobby. He can put an AC unit in the window and then just leave. So he sent Bobby over here at 9 o'clock at night. And Bobby had the AC unit. But as soon as he enters the door, he starts complimenting me. Which I'm always used to because, like, he's Bobby. Like, you know, I always thought of him like, oh, you know, like, he's just like that. Like, he compliments people and stuff like that. I had got my hair done and everything. And, you know, I was looking good, obviously. But he was complimenting me, and he walked in and came to sit on this chair. And he did it. He put the AC unit down and just started talking to me, and then just started.
That's one thing Bobby would do. He would talk your fucking ass off, nigga. Like, what are you doing? I don't want to talk anymore, bro. Like, go do whatever you finna do.
Telling me, you know, like, that I'm beautiful. Just started telling me, like, you know, that he developed a crush on me and stuff like that. And I didn't really think too much of it. Like, I'm like, Bobby, like, boy, like, bye. Like, you know, like, me and him were like, I think of him like jokes. Like, okay, like, bye. And I'm like, it got to a certain point where he just kept overly complimenting me. He started complimenting my ass, and he kept saying, like, you know, you got so thick, this, that. And he just kept talking about my body, which started making me feel uncomfortable because, I don't know, he started getting too comfortable. So he sat down, and he had the AC unit right here, and my kids were over there. They were watching TV, and they were on their iPads, whatever. I was doing my laundry because I thought he was taking a little break or whatever. Like, I don't know what he was doing. He was on his phone. I guess he was answering calls and stuff like that. But I was totally wrong. He was not answering calls. He was being a weirdo. So my door was open. Obviously, I'm coming to check up on my kids and stuff. Hanging my clothes up, coming out here, talking to Bobby, you know, stuff like that. So I come out once I hung up a shirt, and Bobby has porn on his phone. He's watching porn on Twitter. And I'm like, Bobby, what are you doing?
It's fucking weird.
He's like, he shows me it, and he's like, do you like the way this man is eating this girl out, or do you like this man? Like, just asking me a question like that. Like, and I'm like, Bobby, I don't want to see that right now. Like, my kids are right here. Like, I don't want to see that right now. Like, don't show me that. I don't want to see that. And he just keeps showing me it. He eventually sends it to my Twitter, which I think I have proof of that.
What the
So if I have proof, I'm going to play it right here. He eventually sends me it on Twitter, and he's like, you should watch this, blase, blase, blase. So once I seen that on his phone, I could tell the vibes were like way off.
He's a weirdo, man.
And something was definitely up. And this was not the side of Bobby that I knew. So he showed me everything, and I'm like, no, like, just don't show me that. Like, I don't want to see it. Like, my kids are right here. So then he proceeds to get up, and he's like, can you grab it?
What?
I'm like, what?
Yo.
He asked me to grab his penis. And I told him, no, Bobby. Like, you're tripping. Like, you're tripping bad.
Nah.
He asked me to go to the restroom to have sex with him, and he was begging me to have sex with him. He was begging. He was trying to grab my hand to grab.
Thirsty, nasty nigga, bro. Why you so fucking thirsty, dog? Like,
grab his penis, and I told him to stop. Like, no. So he started to get a little bit more aggressive once I told him no. It kind of started scaring me. Like, I could see it all in his eyes, and he just was begging me to have sex with him. But I was able to, like, put my foot down and, like, tell him no, and, like, give him, like, the type of energy, like, I'm gonna go get that knife. Like,
I'm
get away.
that.
So I was able to de-escalate the situation. I just was very, very uncomfortable, and I kept saying, like, my kids are here, Bobby, like, please stop. Like, my kids are here, please stop. He heard that and stuff like that. He was, like, right there by the door, and he was like, don't tell Runik. I was like, okay, like, I'm not. So then, as he walks out the door, he smacks my ass.
Wow.
He smacks my ass, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what the fuck? This man is literally insane. So
Predator,
he finally walks out the door. I shut the door, and after that, I just felt so it just felt like I was in a complete nightmare. Like, I felt like I was about to be raped.
This dude is a predator, dog. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying that what she's saying is the truth, because I personally was not there. But it makes sense to me, because things that I have seen with Bobby, being in the same vicinity with Bobby, going on the trip with Bobby, right? Seeing how he moved around certain girls, having little girls put on his chain. Like, there's certain shit that I had seen that when I made it back to Dallas, I said, I'm never talking to Bobby again. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm not saying that any of the allegations that she's putting on Runik or Bobby are true, but having personal experience with Bobby, doing business with Bobby, and then seeing him on a personal level as well, I can believe what she's saying. I'm going to just say that. I'm going to just put that out there. You know, I'm not going to say too much, but it makes sense what she's saying. I'm not saying that it is true, okay? But if it is true, I feel for her, and I definitely can believe it. It's definitely a believable circumstance, all right?
And I have never been in that situation ever. Like, it was just very scary.
Let me also say, Bobby has never tried me like that, because he already know what time it is, nigga. I'm not on that time at all. I wish a nigga would, right? But certain things that I peeped, all right, and certain uncomfortable things that he has said, right? Not only to other people, but me. Not in no flirtatious way, but certain things that he's asked me before and shit like that. I just knew, man, our time is gonna be short lived, because as soon as I get back to Dallas, it's like everything that I've seen, I'm not talking to this nigga again. And I remember the last text message I got from him, because I was ignoring all of his calls, all of his texts and everything. And I guess he thought I was going to respond, right? Because we, like I said, we were doing business together and shit like that. And he had wrote in capital letters, "Diamond, I have a check for you." And I literally felt like the devil was speaking through him to me, right? And I blocked his number. And that was the last form of communication that I had from Bobby, right? Because the nigga's just a weirdo, man. He's a weirdo. We'll just keep it at that.
And it was scary for my kids to even be there. And
so yeah, man. Let me make sure she ain't saying nothing.
Anything, like, to take care of me and stuff like that. Like, he just really wants to be with me. And I told Michael everything. And Michael did not believe me with anything. It was always red flags there, especially when I had Zariah. Because
so it seems like, I mean, what is it called? Birds of a feather flock together. You know, and it's unfortunate. Sierra, I know that you went through a lot. At the end of the day, you've got to do what you need to do, not only for yourself, but also for your kid. If you need to seek therapy, if you need to, you know what I'm saying, like anything that you need to do for your mental, and then put yourself in a better position to where you're not relying on this man for this apartment that you're currently, like, I can't imagine putting out an exposed video on a nigga who is paying for the place that I'm in right now. I'm not saying that you're wrong. All I'm saying is, baby girl, you got to do something. Because what if he comes over there and whoops your ass, or whatever the case is, you know what I'm saying? Or says, you got to get the fuck out. This is under my name. You wouldn't have this place without me. What do you think what do you think that you're doing? Trying to expose me on the internet while I'm paying for your fucking rent and making sure you have somewhere to stay? You know, knowing how this nigga is, why would you even put yourself in this predicament? All right. Now, I'm not blaming her at all. All I'm saying is, as a woman and as a mother, you owe it to at least your daughter. Okay. You owe it to yourself too. But when you bring a child into this world, bro, you're supposed to be her protector. Right. There's no reason why. I can't say there's no reason why. Because you did say that the reason why is you're going through depression and PTSD and all of these things. But like I said, you got to do what you got to do. Even if you got to talk it out with your mom, like, moms, look, I'm going through this and I'm going through that right now. I cannot, do X, Y, and Z. But as soon as I can, I'm gonna get on my feet and do what I gotta do. You gotta do what you gotta do, bruh. Don't rely on this nigga. Like I said, putting out an exposing the truth video on the same nigga who's paying for the place that you're filming the video in is wild as hell. Not gonna lie. Like I said, I'm not blaming you. All I'm saying is somebody gotta wake you up. You gotta wake up. You gotta wake up. If you're such in a dangerous situation like that, you know what I'm saying? What are we doing? What are we doing? Maybe go up on YouTube, man. Just continue to post. Do what you gotta do. Not only for you, but you got a kid, man. When you got a kid, you gotta go harder. You gotta go crazy. That is what it is. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below, man. If you have not already, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all of that. Tell a friend, tell they ain't your mama, tell your Uncle Joey still a hoe. I will see you guys in the next motherfucking video, and I love y'all, man. Peace. We out, baby.